OKC, Indiana. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not that excited for these NBA finals.
I don't believe you.
Chet Holmgren drives. Oh, he puts it up and in. Siakam poked away by Wallace. Caruso releases. He's got one man to beat. It's Halliburton layup. Blocked from behind. Jalen Williams, 16 points, throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross court. Siakam for the slam. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This Pacers vs Thunder finals matchup has blown past everybody's expectations. It's been a fun, competitive series, and now we're getting a Game 7 on Sunday, which everybody loves. I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed it. We've had some great moments, like Halliburton's clutch pull-up to send Game 1 to overtime, and just last night, Siakam putting J-Dub on a poster. The first 6 games have been wild, so with all that excitement, you think the ratings will be through the roof, right? Nope, it's actually the opposite. The finals are averaging just 9 million viewers, which is down 19% from last year. And remember, people said Celtics vs Mavs was boring, but even that series had more viewers. In my opinion, Pacers vs Thunder has been way more entertaining and way more competitive. I mean, it's gonna go the full 7 games, but for some reason, people just aren't tuning in. It's actually the least watched finals since the bubble, and during the bubble, no one was watching because we were all just trying to stay healthy. So what's going on? How has this finals basically disappeared from everybody's mind? Well, Jeff Teagues seems to have a theory.
These ratings are very much so down.
Disgusting.
Nobody watching the finals, bro.
Nah, bro. It's nasty.
Do y'all think it's the way the NBA presenting it, or is it like it's just the markets?
It's the markets, bro. Everybody put it in their brain already that they don't want to watch these two teams, bro.
Yep.
They didn't really care about the basketball. They was like, I don't want to watch OKC versus the Pacers, bro.
The guy on the left made a lot of good points, and I actually agree with him. As a casual fan, if you hear Pacers vs Thunder, it doesn't exactly get you excited. Most people are used to finals matchups like Cavs vs Warriors, especially with big names like LeBron and Curry. Let's be real, those are two of the most well-known players, and when they're not in the finals, it's harder for some fans to care. But thinking like that makes you miss what's actually happening, which is some really great basketball. Sure, this series doesn't have the same star power, but the games have been super competitive and entertaining. So it's not about what's happening on the court, it's about how people see the series before they even give it a chance. A lot of folks have some fixed ideas like SGA just lives at the free throw line or Halliburton's overrated, and that keeps them from watching. Another reason might be that people don't feel connected to either team, so they'd rather see other franchises in this spot. Watch how Jeff Teague and his crew actually talk about that too.
But do y'all feel like it would be any different if it was New York and the Timberwolves in there? If the Knicks is in the NBA Finals, we would hear that so much.
Bro, it'd be the only thing talked about, bro.
I told y'all, it's like Indiana give you energy, but it's different in New York. When they are terrible, they still turned up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. If a major city like New York made it to the NBA Finals, or really any big sports championship, the viewership would definitely go up. For one, it's a huge market with tons of people, and second, Knicks fans are incredibly loyal. It's been 52 years since they last won a title, and their fan base is still super active and passionate. You just don't get that same level of nationwide support with teams like the Pacers or Thunder. Most of the fans rooting for the Pacers or the Thunder are probably just from Indiana or Oklahoma, and it's hard to imagine casual fans across the country feeling as connected to those smaller markets the same way they would to a place like New York. That also brings up another issue affecting viewership beyond just the market size of the teams: the commentary. I've seen people mention that as a big complaint too, and it needs to be addressed.
I think they should have some real retired people that people are like seeing.
Yeah.
Call the games or have another cast broadcast that's going on during the game. Maybe some other people would like to tap in with. Some people that they actually like. If you do it with LeBron and Steve Nash and them.
Right.
Like LeBron, y'all didn't make it to the finals, but y'all like to call the finals.
Yeah.
And y'all own little version, y'all get to sit down, have y'all drinks, and call the finals.
That would be fire.
And the world gonna watch LeBron, so they're gonna.
Bam.
Yeah.
good.
I'm guessing that's what NBC is trying to be on next year with Jordan.
With Mike.
They'd be fired if Jordan exclusively called the finals.
They really need to let Jeff Teague be the one giving Adam Silver ideas. He actually has good takes. Honestly, it would be way more marketable if they had LeBron and Steve Nash together. They already have a podcast, so they clearly have chemistry. I just think it's more interesting when former players are the ones doing the talking. Like during the Eastern Conference Finals when Reggie Miller was calling the Pacers vs. Knicks, that had my attention because he actually lived that rivalry. It made things feel more real, but the best idea of all would be getting Michael Jordan involved. A lot of older fans don't even know what they want anymore. They said they didn't want super teams and wanted defense, and now that they have both of that in the finals, some of them still aren't satisfied. But if MJ was on TV talking about today's game, those fans would definitely tune in. He's the one guy they never stop talking about. A big part of the NBA fanbase still hasn't moved on from him, and that's okay, but hearing his voice and perspective would probably make them feel more connected to the league again. It would be a huge boost to viewership, way better than what we've got now, because honestly, Doris Burke is not getting the job done.
And I don't know much about history, but I know the French and German don't like one another. And Rudy says, bonjour, Mr. Hartenstein, have a little bit of that left-handed dunk.
On a serious note, the commentary really needs to improve. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Doris Burke ends up getting fired, or at least moved to a different role, because there's been a lot of complaints about her. Sometimes it's hard to tell if she's even serious with the stuff she says. The NBA definitely needs to take a closer look at why the ratings are dropping. I think part of it is that the league is at a bit of a crossroads right now. Fans aren't really tuned in, and they're not giving it time. They're not being patient and letting things play out. Sure, neither the Thunder or the Pacers are fully proven yet, but one team is about to break through. After this series, one of these teams will make history and put their franchise on the map. We're literally about to watch a team win its first ever championship. Isn't that exciting enough? But what do you think? Why do you think this year's finals isn't getting more attention? Tell me in the comment section below. Until next time, peace.